Powered by the Montana Television Network. This is the 10 o'clock news on Q2, Montana's news leader.
Welcome to the 10 o'clock news here on Q2. I'm Zoe Zandora. Tonight we start in national news. A California man faces several criminal charges following a Saturday afternoon crime spree that ended in a deadly standoff with police inside a busy Los Angeles grocery store. Dozens of shoppers and employees were held hostage during the ordeal that left one person dead. Jamie Yuccas has the latest from Los Angeles.
The drama started Saturday afternoon when police say 28-year-old Gene Evan Atkins shot his grandmother 7 times during a dispute at her South Los Angeles home, shocking neighbors.
The grandson that shot her sits on the porch with her in the evenings while she waters her grass. They sit outside to get fresh air. I never hear him speak. He's real quiet.
Authorities say another woman suffered injuries when Atkins forced her into his grandmother's car.
LAPD was able to follow that car using technology with LoJack.
The shootout continued after the suspect crashed the car in the Trader Joe's parking lot, killing 27-year-old manager Melita Corrado.
It is not clear if the employee who died was shot by the suspect or by police in the crossfire.
Atkins then ran inside, sending about 50 terrified customers and employees diving for cover.
And there is blood all over the floor. And it was like, it took my breath away. It got really real.
Police say Atkins held people hostage inside the store for nearly 4 hours. A producer for the CBS News Los Angeles station was among the captives.
The longer this went on, the worse it was going to get for sure, because he was bleeding and he was getting increasingly agitated.
Some employees hid in storage rooms and offices.
Ran upstairs, grabbed a couple coworkers. I grabbed an emergency ladder, barricaded the hallway, grabbed a weapon.
Some hostages escaped. Atkins freed a few others before handcuffing himself and surrendering to police. He's being held on $2 million bail. Jamie Yuccas, CBS News, Los Angeles.
The suspect's grandmother is listed in crucial condition. In other national news, former Trump campaign advisor Carter Page insists he was never an agent of a foreign power, but newly released and heavily blacked out FBI documents allege the opposite. Errol Barnett has more from New Jersey, where the president spent the weekend.
Waking up at his Bedminster golf course, President Trump fired off a series of tweets blasting his own Department of Justice after it released more than 400 pages related to foreign surveillance warrants targeting Carter Page. It describes the former Trump campaign advisor as an agent of a foreign power and states, quote, the FBI believes that Page has been collaborating and conspiring with the Russian government.
This is so ridiculous, it's just beyond words.
Page responded this morning.
I've never been an agent of the foreign power by any stretch of the imagination.
The president tweeted that the ridiculously heavily redacted documents prove the FBI misled the courts, describing the surveillance as an illegal scam. GOP Senator Marco Rubio told CBS the surveillance was justified.
They did not spy on the campaign from anything and everything that I have seen. You have an individual here who has openly bragged about his ties to Russia and Russians.
Errol Barnett, CBS News, Berkeley Heights, New Jersey.
In Park City this morning, one person is dead and 4 others are in the hospital with life-threatening injuries after a one-vehicle rollover on Interstate 90. The accident occurred right after 10 a.m. at milestone marker 425. A 39-year-old male from Crosby, North Dakota suffered life-threatening injuries after the Chevy Blazer he was driving veered off the road to the right and he overcorrected the vehicle, rolled back onto the interstate several times before coming to rest on its wheels in the median. The driver was wearing a seatbelt and transported to Billings Clinic. A 39-year-old female from Columbus, North Dakota was the passenger at the time and died on scene. She was wearing a seatbelt at the time of the crash. 3 children ages 16, 15, and 11 all suffered from life-threatening injuries. Alcohol, drugs, and speed are not considered factors in the crash. In June, the U.S. Supreme Court made a ruling that will impose a sales tax on internet purchases. Senator John Tester has a bill to overturn that decision. The senator visited Red Ox Manufacturing in Billings on Friday and learned that small businesses do not have the resources for collecting and dealing with thousands of tax jurisdictions. The senator introduced a bill titled Stop Taxing Our Potential, or STOP. We caught up with him at the Big Sky State Games on Friday, and he talked about the challenge ahead in passing the bill.
It's an uphill challenge because there's a lot of states that have sales taxes that want businesses in Montana to be able to fund their government. I think it's unfair. I think it gives a tremendous advantage to other companies. And when the internet is such a great opportunity, especially for rural companies that do business in Montana, to have access to a customer base all over the world. So I just think it's real unfortunate. These guys are creating jobs. They're being very creative. This is new technology, relatively speaking, and they do a great job creating jobs and creating an economy.
Revving up for more than 10,000 miles in 21 days on motorcycles. A Billings man and a former Billings resident finished the trip on Thursday. Q2's David J. talked with the two who rode their Harleys, hitting 4 corners of the continental United States.
Chuck Osborne planned out his 10,000-mile trip 6 years ago.
Well, I have a lot of bucket list rides, so I wrote down on the calendar that I wanted to go to all 4 corners of the United States. So
Osborne used to live in Billings, and his friend Paul Henley, who lives in the Heights, agreed to go on the trip with him.
Chuck inspired me to do this. He was the one that had the idea for this trip, and you know, I'd been on the other Route 66 and Route 50 trip with him.
When I was a little boy, I wanted to ride motorcycles, so I've been riding them for 40 years, and almost always long trips. I've ridden 2 weeks every year since I was 23 years old.
The two rode touring models from Harley-Davidson and often rode more than 500 miles a day.
It's not really like a tourist kind of trip that we do. It's more like an endurance thing, so you have to wake up early, ride sun up to sundown.
You forget everything that you're troubled by or stressed about, and it truly gives you a 2 or 3 week vacation from everything.
The ride gave them a chance to see America.
People are really pretty good and friendly. I was a little surprised about that in the Northeast too.
How similar people are, even though, you know, there's so many different cultures and subcultures.
I told my wife that the bucket list was empty now. She said, well, what are you going to do now? And I said, well, I don't know. I think I'll just see if anybody else has a bucket list. Maybe I'll go with them.
David J., MTN News, Billings.
Thank you, David. And David also told us as of Saturday, Chuck Osborne still had about 1,400 miles to ride to get home to Nixa, Missouri. And now checking in with meteorologist Connor Pregitzer. Is this biking weather? It seems like 3 weeks of good biking weather.
Yeah, we have had an incredible run of nice weather out there. If you are a motorcycle enthusiast, right. It's been a great time to be in Montana. Not a lot of rain, very nice temperatures. Today we're taking a look at the daily high temperatures here. 81 for us here in Billings. Certainly not the high temperature as far as the country is concerned. Some very warm temperatures in the southwest, but a pretty nice day for us nonetheless, right around that 80-degree mark. And that's something we've become accustomed to in July. Currently 18 straight days of 80+ degrees. That's since July 5th. Got a couple more in the forecast to start the week. Might stretch that streak out to 20 straight days. But a bit of a cool down is coming. We might see some temperatures that are finally below 80 once we get into the middle portions of this week. We've got a little bit of a system coming that's going to shake up our weather from how consistently warm it has been. I'll break that down for you coming up in the full forecast here in just a little bit.
All right, thanks, Connor. 18 days, that is a lot. But stick around because we bring you Under the Big Sky after the break. Summertime can present some health challenges horses and their owners can challenge. We find out what owners can do to help them after the break. And later in sports, Tiger Woods in the lead on Sunday at a major. We haven't been able to say that in almost a decade until today at the British Open. Highlights coming up.
You're watching MTN News with Zoe Zandora, Storm Tracker weather with Connor Pregitzer, and sports with Casey Conlon. This is the 10 o'clock news on Q2, Montana's news leader.